Hello and welcome to Shopping East Tennessee on WTMB. Joe Palo with you today at Custom Coats and Graphics, located at 221 Worth Street, right here in Cleveland. 244-3713 is the phone number. And I'm here with Gerald Reidenbach, who is the proprietor here at Custom Coats and Graphics, a friend of mine who we've met through my truck. I'm going to tell you the story about that in just a second. But Gerald, thank you for having us out here, man.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
I want to tell everybody my little story so they will kind of have an idea about what you do. A few months back, I was involved in a traffic accident. It wasn't my fault. I took my truck to a few different body shops in town to kind of get an estimate. And I got various estimates. They ranged from $3,700 on up to $40-something hundred. So I was talking to a mutual friend of ours, Byron Winters of Landmark Insurance. And Byron said, Joe, have you seen my buddy G? I said, no, I've just been. I told him the ones I went to. He said, go see Gerald. He said, I guarantee you he will do the work for less, and the money you save, you'll be able to take your wife on a mini vacation. So I come to see Gerald. He gives me the estimate for the job. Let me tell you what, folks. I promise you, and I'm not exaggerating here, $2,500 to $2,000 less than what everybody else was willing to charge. This man charged to do unbelievable body work. And the deal about this is, not only did he do the body work from the accident, but there were other dings and don'ts in there that he got out as well, just as he saw as he went through. So he takes a lot of pride in what he does. Yep. And Gerald, we need to tell the folks, and we need to let them know about this secret that we have here, Custom Coats and Graphics. You do unbelievable work, and they can see my truck probably by the video here, what kind of work you've done. And recently, you've done a '57 Chevy.
Correct.
Is it cherry? It's cherry apple. Is that what it's called?
True candy apple red.
True candy apple. I say cherry. Yep. Candy apple
True
red.
Candy apple red.
And you're probably looking at that, and you do just mucho work for folks in this area with
Right.
custom cars and cars that they spend a lot of money on, and then of course have you do the body work so they trust you.
Right.
Let's talk about some of the work you've done on the cars we've just talked about, and then other things that you do.
The '57 Chevy started off as just a regular custom paint job, and then it grew into a lot more.
Right.
We ended up finding tons of rust in the back of the car, tons of body filler, all the rust that cut out of the car. She's rust free now, and instead of going back factory, we customize it. It's now a Pro Street car.
Okay.
It's got a big block motor. It's got 18-inch wheels on the back of it. She's all Pro Street and tubbed out. It's got a one-off custom frame that we built here. It's got custom mods all over the entire body. Dash, interior sections are all customed out. Then we put the custom hot hues candy paint to it, and then reassemble the car. And like you're saying, you're seeing pictures of the car as we're talking. You'll see the custom door handles, custom dashes, custom clusters. The tubs in the car are not kits. We hand rolled all the sheet metal. Everything on the car was done here besides the interior, which was done by David Llewellyn, and with his interior shop. And then another guy did the exhaust and fuel tank.
Right.
Everything else was done right here in this building.
Now, just ballpark, and we don't want maybe to let the cat out of the bag. I know Mr. Royce put a lot of money in this vehicle. Mm-hmm. Ballpark, what would you guess?
Oh, I have no idea.
150,000?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say.
More.
Yeah.
The point to this being,
it's a very high-end car.
Right.
Very high-end
And
car.
the point to this being, Mr. Royce and folks like him that spend lots of money on the car that you're looking at, cars
Correct.
like that what you're looking at, they trust in you to do the body work and to do the work you do because of the work you do and the
Right.
time that you take and
Right.
the care that you take. Now, somebody's not going to just get a car, spend the kind of money they do in some of these custom cars and just give it to anybody to do body work. That's why G here is the man you need to see. Now, we talk about body work, but we're talking restorations too. If you have like a barn-kept vehicle that may be all rusted out, you're willing to take it off your hands for a few months, maybe a year or so, because it takes a long time to go through.
Takes a while.
This guy will make it not only good as new, but make it look showroom new. I mean, it'll be like you just took it off the showroom floor. And of course, as the work that you're seeing on video here is just some of the work that Gerald's done, and I'm telling you, it's outrageous, and the time you put into it, because you want to make sure it's done right. You mentioned body filler. We weren't going to talk about that, but I do want folks to know this man does not believe in that. So when you go to a body shop, 9 times out of 10, they're going to have filler, body filler, where they put in there, and they may sand it down and then prime it and then paint over it. This guy doesn't like to do that. If there is any body filler you use, it's a very thin coat, very thin, if there's any at all.
We would rather beat the dent out till you can't beat it no more and finesse the metal as close as possible.
Yeah.
And as a last result, which the cars you'll see in the pictures show it, but they had lots of fill in them years down the road, they're going to crack and break.
Yep.
The cars we're building, we don't like that stuff.
Right.
So we'll take precautions and work the metal further than most people would, just to make sure we don't have to have it full of body fillers or any kind of mud or anything like that.
And you're talking about the savings I mentioned at the very beginning without taking it to a body shop and using all the filler. So it's going to be done right. Plus, he's going to save you an arm and a leg. I promise you, you got to give him a try. It doesn't hurt to go and just have him give you an estimate. The estimates are free.
Estimate's free.
So go to other places, shop around, then come by and see this man. Again, 221 Worth Street. Now, the only thing I think we talked about you don't do is framework. You don't have a frame machine to.
Correct.
If it's an accident with the frame.
We do more restorations than anything, but as in, if you have a newer car that you've got wrecked, banged up, whatever, that's not a problem if it's got what we call cosmetic damages.
Yes.
If you got to have a lot of stuff cut off, welded back on, or framework pulled, we don't touch it.
Right.
And it's not that we can't. We just don't have the right tools to do that because it's not what we specialize in.
Right.
We specialize in the classics, and we specialize in laying custom paint. So if you've got a 2010 Camaro and you want custom flames painted on your car, that's what we do.
Yeah.
If you got a 2010 Camaro that's been hit in the front, it's got to have the front end pulled, we don't touch it.
Okay. So you'll do the custom paint, but you'll do also, like we talked about, some of the dings and dents that they have in there to get out.
Yeah.
And not only custom paint, because the custom paint jobs you do, a lot of times you literally make the color to what the customer would like to have.
Yeah, we've done that.
You'll mix a color that you yourself will make up, and then of course if the customer likes it, I mean, you've got a blue truck I think we're looking at too that's fabulous.
That color there, we got over and started mixing colors together. We come up with the color.
Beautiful
we liked
color.
it. We showed the owner of the car or the truck and fell in love with it. Now there's not another truck anywhere around that'll have that same paint because we made that paint the way it is.
Right.
We took different tints and put them together and made that color.
And a lot of body shops will try and get through with maybe painting the section that was wrecked and try to blend it in. If Gerald can help it, obviously he's not going to do that. He's going to literally paint the whole side or whatever it may be that you had done to make sure that it looks good. And if it doesn't look good, he's not going to call you up and tell you your car is done. He's going to make sure it's right. And I attested that with the fact of my truck. A couple of things on the truck. He was about ready. He called me up and said, "Man, you're going to have to wait a couple more days because I've got to, redo this, redo that. It just doesn't look right. I took it outside. I don't like the way it looks." Now, it may have been fine for me, but that's not the guy we have to please at this point. It's the guy that's doing the work, because that's when he's going to give you a call and tell you your vehicle's done. And then you're going to be astounded the work that you can get done. Let's talk about some of the other stuff you do. Now, we've talked about the motorcycle. Hopefully we've got shots of that. You also do golf carts, customized golf carts.
Yeah.
You've done a few of those.
Yep, done quite a few of those. We've probably turned 30 last year. Whatever we can get paint to stick to, we'll put it on. If we can get paint to bond, we're going to put it to it. Custom carts, we do it, we make money, but we're also doing it for fun.
Right.
And that's just why we can come up with cool color combinations on different cars. If somebody has an idea with an orange and a gray and a silver combination, we can show them a picture of a cart we did that way and just give them more ideas. That way they can see if their colors are going to work together or kind of clash.
Right.
And we work one-on-one with our customers trying to make sure if they are doing a custom color, that we want it to flow.
Yeah.
We don't want colors to clash against each other.
Yeah, exactly.
And on the Mitsubishi that you have pictures of, it was a red and a black. We tried to fade them together. I told the owner it probably wasn't going to look as good as we thought, and it didn't. Fade turned out great, but the two colors didn't work together.
Right.
So we put a titanium pinstripe in between them. Looks fine.
Yeah, and it is. It's excellent. Of course, like I said, all the shots you folks are seeing, you can see. Now, I know you have a website. Tell these folks what that is so they can, maybe if they want to log on to your website and see some of the other work you've done.
The website is Custom Coats and Graphics, spelled C-U-S-T-O-M. Coats is spelled C-O-A-T-Z, the word and then graphics, G-R-A-P-H-I-X. .com is the website. We've also got a Facebook page now for the shop, which is just Custom Coats and Graphics like it is. You go on Facebook, you search the name, and we're able to put more pictures on it quicker because we don't have to have all the hardware in our laptop to bring it up. So there's going to be more pictures on the Facebook right now than what there is on the website because I can go on there anytime I want to and bring that one up.
Right.
Whereas with the other one, with the website, I don't have the programming yet, and I've got a buddy that puts them on for me.
Yeah, it's incredible work, folks. And again, I thank my buddy and G's buddy Byron for letting me in on the secret, because I would have gone somewhere else. I'd have spent a lot more money and probably wouldn't have been happy. I would have had the little dent and the back of my truck fixed, but that would have been it. But this guy went through it, and I'm telling you, as you're seeing shots of it, it's pristine. He did a wonderful job. And he does on everything, obviously, you've seen. Now, the address is, again, 221 Worth Street, 244-3713 is the phone number.
Correct.
And they can give you a call. And like I said, it's free estimates. It doesn't cost anybody anything to stop by and have you look at it and tell them what you think it would cost to get it fixed.
Right. We don't mind going and looking at some vehicles if they're close by, but I mean, if I'm going to take off and go all the way from here to the backside of Chattanooga or Dayton or Knox to look at a car, of course, I got to have some gas money.
Sure.
We can always work that out somehow. It's not a big deal. But local people, when they have an issue with a car, they ask us to come look it over and give a price on it. You know, we can cruise over there, go look at it. It's not a biggie. And our normal hours for the shop, Monday through Friday, it's like 8:30 to 5. Sometimes we're here a little later, so give us a call. But that's our normal shop hours, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5. And that way people will know about what time we're coming in and what time we're leaving.
Right.
So
well, I'll tell you this. He doesn't leave until he gets what he needs done for that day done. This guy has come in at 7 o'clock in the morning or earlier, started working on a vehicle, may not have left till 3 o'clock that next morning, and then be back at the shop the next day. So he wants to make sure it's right, and that's what you want. When you're having your car worked on, you know, you're wanting it done right, especially if the aesthetics of it, the way the outside looks, means anything to you, not just to mention the engine. But this guy can make it look right. I'm telling you, if you've got a car you'd like restored, or a car that has been recently involved in an accident, where you got the fender smashed in or the front, this guy is the guy to come talk to. And again, it's a free estimate. Gerald, let's real quick also talk about turnaround time. Now, I know you don't really know, depending, it's based on the job itself.
Right.
But if somebody comes in, obviously, with a wrecked, smashed fender, they're going to get their car back faster than somebody brings in a barn-kept, rusted-out 57 T-Bird that they want restored.
On the restorations, it just mainly depends on what kind of hours they want me to put on the car.
Right.
Because we have an hourly chart that we go with. And I mean, if they want me to put 60 hours a week in, they can afford it, that's what we'll put on the car.
Right.
And of course, the more hours you put on, the faster you can get it back.
Yeah.
But I do work by myself in the shop, and we do get swamped up. Like right now, we've got, 8 cars in the shop, and we're rolling on them, getting them all done. But your wrecks, of course, will be quicker than any of them, because it's, you know, what we like to do, if your car's still drivable, but it's banged up, bring it in, we'll do the estimate, and we'll actually order all the new parts, get them to the shop, and get them in paint. So that way when you do bring us your car, those parts are ready to go.
Ready to go.
So we can actually have your car for less time because we've already got parts ready to go. That helps benefit us because we don't have a car taking up space. And it benefits you because you're not without a car.
Right, exactly.
So that helps out there. But, you know, average restoration, it's really hard to say it'll take this long. I mean, we've spent 8 months to a year on one car and had it all done. But another car that we did, which is the 57, was closer to 2 years because of all the customization that was taking place. So can't really put a nail on it until you actually see the car, see the work that's got to be done. Then you can kind of break it down and say, yeah, I can knock this out 3-4 days, a week, whatever. But you've got to be able to see it first.
And to know that Gerald works excellent with the insurance company, so your insurance company may have dealt with Gerald before. If not, you give him his name and obviously the estimate, and I promise you, you're going to be very satisfied with the work he does.
Yeah, first, the insurance company might scare you because we're not listed under collision.
Right.
We're listed under, you know, restoration.
Restoration.
So if you pull us up and you've got a collision to your car and your insurance company's trying to find us, they're not going to find us under collision like you would for Young's, Precision, all them. We're not underneath that because we do restorations.
Right.
But we do have the ability to do the collision cars.
Exactly, just like my truck. Again, 221 Worth Street is where they are located, 244-3713, Gerald Reidenbach and Custom Coats and Graphics. I promise you folks, if you stop by here and let them check out your vehicle, you're going to be very happy with the price you get, and then you're going to be extremely happy when you get your vehicle back, because trust me, it's worth it. Gerald, thank you so much for being with us today, man. I appreciate it. All right, folks, for Shopping East Tennessee on WTMB, I'm Joe Palo.